Good morning, everyone. It's Rafegal. We are playing some Guardian Legend today. This is an underrated NES game. It's been on my list for a while. I've heard really good things. It gets brought up favorably in conversations about Blaster Master being another kind of multi-genre game where it alternates between kind of a Gradius-style shooter and a Zelda-style adventure game. Has some great music, and it's kind of underrated. I've seen it played. I have not played it before myself, but the times I've seen it have mostly been from speedruns, which means I'm probably going to be more confident about my skills and how easy it is than it actually is. So we're starting out with a Gradius style shooter on the entry. One note here is, so the bottom left corner, you're going to see a couple things in the HUD. There's a little heart. Oh, geez, we just got wrecked. That's bad. The heart is kind of the equivalent of an heart or an energy tank in Metroid, where so the blue is your health bar and the number to the side is the equivalent of like how many energy tanks you have in Metroid. So we've got the equivalent of like 350 health right now, I guess would be a good way to put it. And this game does not joke around. We're right off the bat getting into fairly, like, we're not at good health right now going into this first boss. Hopefully we can just survive whatever onslaught this is, and looks like there are some power-ups, like health drops and such, that we can get throughout the boss fight at least, which is better than nothing. We would definitely be dead right now if we hadn't gotten a heart drop. And it looks like these red ones are actually a different kind of upgrade. It gives you some health back, but it also gives you chips. And that also just pushed us over the threshold to our first, I guess you could say, heart container, as it were. And we get to the opening area where there's a message. If someone is reading this, I must have failed. This star, Naju, was our home, but we were invaded by evil life forms. Everyone except me was killed. I'm going to try and activate the self-destruct device. If I fail, I would like you to do this task, so this cannot happen to any other race. The self-destruct mechanism is protected by a safety device, which is located in underground corridors, which is what those little dungeon areas are going to be. Remove each seal and go deep inside Naju. If you destroy all 10 safety devices, the self-destruct sequence will be activated. I don't have much time. I hope this message will be read, or will not be read. That will mean I failed. Okay. So now we're into the kind of Zelda-style overworld. And we're going to start off by heading up here into this shop. Chips are both currency as well as ammo. So kind of like the same way that rupees work in the original Zelda. And I think actually we're gonna head this way. Back through the center quick. Because the first thing I would like to do is get the equivalent of a level up. So there's two things that we can do. There's health, and then there's also our chip max, which also increases our attack. So these red landers give us an increase to our chip max. The blue ones are the equivalent of a heart container, as well as the score upgrades. So that's kind of the two different ways that we're going to be able to power up our character as we go. And now, having 100 chips, we also get an upgraded gun, which makes this go a lot more easily. That was a mini-boss, apparently. So we're picking up a couple different icons here, and all of these are going to be different weapons that we can equip. Which is a really cool way to do, again, a Gradius-style shooter. Each of these weapons has uses both as an overhead weapon and as a like for the Gradius style levels and also the adventure style levels. So lots of potential there as far as what's available. Wait, why are... Oh, we just spent all of our chips. Okay, so apparently your gun powers down based on how many chips you have. That's good to keep in mind. So we may not want to use our sub-weapons as often. But you can see here, we've already got several. We've got a beam sword. I guess we don't have any chips, so we can't really use them. Oh, nice. So the beam sword, it does high damage at a short range, but it's also damage per second, effectively. Or cost per second. So you can see our chip count can go down pretty quickly with this. But it does a lot of damage. This boss definitely is a little bit hardier than the other one. That gives us a blue lander, so that gets us up to our 10th heart container already, or energy tank as it were. I suppose another thing worth mentioning is, so this map here is the entire region we're going to be exploring over the course of this game. And they do have a coordinate grid on there, which makes it really easy to potentially navigate. So knowing where you're going is at least pretty straightforward in this. It's not easy necessarily, but it, you know, each of the cardinal directions, there's a compass kind of thing there. So the big N is the northernmost point, or is not the northernmost point, I suppose, but the center north of the compass in the middle. The 10 areas that we're going to have to explore are these 10 little nodes that are kind of sticking out from each of the sides. And if you can see here, the blinking one, that's actually going to be where our first map is that we can actually access, which is pretty cool. Good signposting. Good signposting in an NES game? Shock. So yeah, we've got, looks like 5 different weapons available. I don't know what this one is. I know this one's like a little orbity guy. This one's like a wave gun. This one, some sort of straight shot. This is the sword. Let's equip this so we can take a look at least. This feels like it could be really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna try this. This part was not super intuitive, but that's okay. You have to kind of like sit there and shoot it for a while. And then our anime girl transforms into a jet because the Japanese are weird. I know that that's actually like a thing. Like they have shows that are about girls that turn into jets, usually like robot girls that turn into jets. I do not understand this, and that is okay. I don't need to understand everything. That is a really good weapon. I'm not sure what that was. Yeah, these are just straight up like homing shots, which is kind of sick. And then we get our chips back up, which should get us... Oh, but it keeps using chips to keep attacking things. And that gets us back up to our more like wave cannon guy. Just a little bit more... It's a little wider as well, which is actually feels relatively important. But it's definitely more powerful. Okay. Those guys don't do nearly as much as the weird blue orbs in the first area did. Those things did like 4 hearts. Okay, we are back at max chips. Hopefully we're getting close to the boss. Sounds like it. Okay, so this guy, like, dives. I think we're gonna kind of try and use this as our primary attack and just focus on kind of dodging. Yeah, these homing orb guys are really, really good. There we go. Nothing to it, right? And with that, we get the moon key and turn back into our hero. Now, the moon key, if I'm understanding this correctly, gives us access to this, and I believe there's also another one over here that we can get to. Now, I understand that we should do these in order, but I also like maximizing certain things. And so my curiosity is whether we can get to Area 2 first, just to get some of the easy power-ups that might make it easier to traverse level 1. And the answer is yes. We are getting immediately wrecked, so I guess that answers part of it, is we want to go quick. We don't want to do Corridor 12 right now. Oh, this is way further than I was thinking it was going to be. I am using a map, just to be clear. Kind of trying to plan my route out a little bit. Oh crap, we're maybe in trouble, unless this is a heart. Yeah. Well, there's our death. Now, we should start back in that blue, or in that last room, the save room. Yeah. This does have a password system in it. Ooh, what's this? Yeah, let's... Okay, so this is like a forward shot that circles around. That's pretty cool. Probably should have stopped there. Since it spawned a couple things. Those red blocks, I believe, are indestructible. And I think we want to go around this side. We'll see if I'm right. Okay. So we're gonna start off by going over here, because this should be another heart container. We just got wrecked, but that's okay. And then we're gonna try this mini-boss, and we're gonna hope and pray that it is not harder than some of the enemies here. We are almost dead already. Let's switch over to this, because the homing shot means that we can do this from like way over here. I feel like we got closer that time. By the way, this entire thing is me trying to cheese power up early. I should probably stop. is the vibe I'm getting. So I think we're gonna head back to the first one. Back to Area 1. And we'll go ahead and get that power up. Because this feels like a good plan. Getting the power-ups in order, who does that, right? Avoiding things when we have a clear goal is okay, but we do need to keep killing things because the score does give us notable benefits. Okay, so that was another new one. Okay, so this is the side weapon, or side shot weapon. This one doesn't feel great in this area. Let's actually try a few of these out. Okay, that's pretty cool. I don't want that right now. Okay, that's a side sword weapon, which is kind of cool. Guess let's try this. Sure. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, teleporting crab. Very cool. They just keep coming. Now you may be thinking, hey, you've already gotten a lot of power-ups and we're really early in the game. Each of these power-ups has 3 levels to it. So we can actually... Ooh, I like this guy. It's like a big missile. Don't like those guys. Can we bypass this? Yes. Cool. Because I want to go up here first. This does look like it's another boss fight. That's okay. Hopefully we will suck less this time than the last time. Although actually the crab boss we did okay. Oh my. This is actually very similar to the guy who killed me earlier, but now we get a red guy and that ups our chip max to 150. And that is super important for one big reason. That means that we can keep our weapon and keep using our special, or keep using this regular shot with a super weapon out on the field. We're not immediately losing our good gun when we use our super weapon. So I think, given where we're at, let's do Corridor 11. Let's finish this first area. This is the last thing for Area 1 that we have to do. And then we'll wrap up. So now as long as we keep our chips up, in between, we can keep our max over 100, or our current chips over 100, which is going to give us that good gun. Fortunately, we're getting a lot of health and not a lot of chips. We're also getting very close to, I believe, our next score threshold, which will give us another energy tank. Heart container, whatever you want to call it. So we should be getting that by the time we finish this area. There we go. So we're up to 12 tanks now. There we go. You can also see where the side shots would be valuable in something like this. Okay, this is a very traditional feeling bullet hell boss where you can just keep shooting and dodging and you'll eventually get him. Unless that happens. Holy crap. Yeah, we need to step it up, I guess. And by that I mean just be careful. Do we have any weapons? Actually, what does this use? 4? As with many of those bosses, he starts going faster. Luckily, we are just around the corner here, although we are gonna have to get some chip refills. Oh, there we go. Well, hopefully we do get... Last time we got a bunch of health upgrades. Or a lot of health, regen, rather. Hopefully we'll get that this time as well. Okay. We're a little low on health right now, which is still scary. There we go. Perfect. Let's go. I don't feel like we were landing a lot of hits with that one, so I feel like we go back to this. The downside with this is it is going to use our ammo pretty quick, and we do need to make sure that they're off the field when we... Yeah, I'm a little scared of using them is the only problem. So I think I'm going to go back to this guy, like I said. That's really bad. Okay, now we can't use anymore. That's fine. Let's go back to no use just to make sure. We just need to focus on defense. Don't worry about what the boss is, or where the boss is. Don't try to get shots in. Just dodge. Get there eventually. This is again one of those, when I was doing my research before I started playing the game, one of the things I did was watch some speedruns, which means they're trying to kill the boss as fast as possible, not as safe as possible. So I need to be aware of my limitations. I can't, you know, at this point in the game, I can't be hugging bosses to do as many shots as possible. That actually felt a lot easier this time. And I believe this should give us the grenade power-up. Boom. Okay. And you can see now it has taken us from this being the blinking point to now directing us to the areas in level 2 that we can get to. Very cool. Let's make our way back out. I'm gonna try going this way just because I'm curious. We haven't been down this way yet. And I know it's just like this weird little arrow thing. I'm honestly just curious if there are actually like anything in these. I don't think there are. Yeah. So, with that in hand, I believe we walk back out. We could also try and just take a death and use that to get out, but I don't think it's as beneficial because this one, the save point's in the middle of the level. Most of them, it's at the beginning. Awesome. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap our first video. So we got through pretty much all of Area 1, explored Area 2 a little bit, and cleared out the kind of entry area, which is labeled as Area 0 on a lot of the guides. Making pretty good progress. We've got a few energy tanks, we've got our chips maxed out for the time being. I'm really enjoying this game. Hopefully you are as well. If you are enjoying this video, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.